everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan, and thank you for tuning in on a Saturday. So excited to be with you, talking a little real estate, man. Hope you're having a good weekend, and again, thanks for tuning in. Always glad to be with you guys. So we have a good show for you today. We're talking about as the market changes, we know that weather in the season is upon us, and it's changing quickly. And what's better than changing weather in the Smoky Mountain region? We're going to be discussing the Smoky Mountain region, Sevier County, Gatlinburg, and why it's one of the hottest markets across the country. If you're tuning in the first time before we get in our show, again, my name is Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty. Every week we do this little talk show. Talk about a little real estate, no politics, only fun stuff. Talk about East Tennessee and why one of the most beautiful places to live, raise a family. And now we're going to talk about investing in the Sevierville and Gatlinburg market. So if you're new to the area or you're relocating from out of town, thank you for tuning in, and you're going to love this show. I always give a lot of congrats. We're going to stick focused on the show, but I can't start the show without a little congrats. Congrats to our friends on Circle Drive for going under contract in Gatlinburg, Aaron Court going under contract, and then selling out several Reguses, 515, 508, 307, 308, and then 309 just recently under contract. So a lot of work going on. Don't forget our friends out there on 170 Peak Lane. Congrats to you guys. Then 4517 Buffett Mill Lane going under contract. And guess what? In this market, it can still happen. You can list the home. You can have a great expert working for you. The marketing, we can get it all at the same time where we sell your house and then we find yours and we close it on the same day. So Buffett Mill was a little skeptical. I have to admit it was a little challenging, but we got it done. Super congrats to him. And thanks for giving us a trust on such a big move. So getting into the show, if you're tuning in and thinking about investing in the market, both me and my wife, April Coleman, you guys know who the real boss is. She's not here, but sends the love. We were up in Sevierville yesterday. We were doing a little looking, and us, like everybody else in the country, looking at maybe investing in the Gatlinburg market. We own property there, Sevierville, but we're looking at building. Costs are rising. And here's some things that you may need to know if you're thinking about whether relocating, moving to your dream home in Sevierville, or investing in the market. So let's start with some historic facts and just a history of the area. The county, it's in a big county called Sevier County. It's unincorporated. And we have Gatlinburg, which is the city right outside of it. So now, Sevier County is about 30 miles outside of Knoxville. So just a hop, skip, and a jump around. And then we have some popular suburbs, we'd say, or sub-counties, Pigeon Forge. So Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, all under the Sevier County unincorporated bracket, okay? Let's talk about some numbers of this market before we get into much more. So to give you some history, the average active selling price now on the market is about $570,000, all right? Average price per square foot. So if you take the building cost, the land, and take the square footage and divide it, it's going to give you a price per square foot. Comes in at $369 a foot. Now, remember, we've got owner-occupied homes in Sevierville market, and we've got vacation rentals. So it's a combination of both. Obviously, if you're thinking about buying investment properties, cabins, they produce cash flow. Well, you know what cash flow means. That means more cash, man. It means more cash, more dollar, and the cost is obviously going up and rising dramatically. Like everything, right? Let's talk about the average sales price right now. So in 2022, we're looking at about $568,000 average sales price in the Sevierville and Gatlinburg market. All right. Let's talk about some things that are interesting that you wouldn't think about in Pigeon Forge. Kind of a quiet area, but also very commercialized. So we have Dollywood. So if you know who Dolly Parton is, got Dollywood theme park there. Very, very popular. Has tons of guests throughout the year. Now, I love Pigeon Forge. If you're a car guy, and I know some of my guys here at the office are, they got the hot rod and car events. Now they have they're lined up down the strip, and some super exciting events that we have in the Pigeon Forge area. Of course, we have some great trout fishing and so many different things to do, hiking and exploring different little towns. And of course, we even have Tanger Outlet if you're into get to shopping in. Kind of shop till you drop. So we have all kinds of restaurants and so many things to do in Pigeon Forge. If you're buying a vacation rental, one of the most important things you're going to think about in the Sevierville market, Pigeon Forge, is well and septic. Most properties in the Pigeon Forge area Guess what? Not going to have public water, not going to have public sewer, going to have well and septic. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Very, very common. You need a great agent when you're buying a property. If you're new to the market, if you're not familiar with a well and a septic, things to buy, kind of learn about in this area. Now, buying mountain property is totally different by buying subdivision rural or in the country. So some things that, you're going to be filling the hot tub, right? You want to make sure your well has the capacity to fill that hot tub, or that could affect your vacation rental numbers. Who doesn't love a hot tub, man, if you're in the cabin enjoying in the Smoky Mountains? And let's talk about Gatlinburg. It's the oldest town in the first part of the developed of the Smokies, okay? A lot of easy walking, okay? Gatlinburg is key on walking from different restaurants and dining and shopping. You're going to have, again, public water, public sewer in the city of Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg's pretty cool. Me and my wife went up there. If you ever checked out Anakeesta, you can kind of ride the carts all the way to the top. They've developed just this beautiful restaurant, beautiful views, some shopping up there, and just really a nice place to kind of hang out, take the family. I took my kids up there, and a beautiful view of Gatlinburg and the whole Smoky Mountains. It's a place that if you're in town, even if you're not buying real estate or maybe you're shopping a little real estate, go up to Anakeesta, get a beautiful view, get a little lunch, get a little dinner. And the kids, they have several things up there for the kids, which makes it pretty fun stuff, okay? Let's check out Wears Valley. Wears Valley is the hidden secret, my wife's favorite of the area. If you're thinking about investing in Sevierville and Gatlinburg market, check out Wears Valley. It's got that old, quiet mountain town feel. We've got space between properties, kind of not right on top of each other. Got a couple small shops, but some great hiking trails. Good rental comparables. I think, if you're thinking about Sevierville as a whole, Wears Valley, the reason that it's so popular, that you can kind of pop right up into Gatlinburg, or you can get into Pigeon Forge in just a matter of minutes. And then if you kind of want to go the back way, you want to pop into Knoxville, do a little shopping, maybe go down and see our Vols, that's always a good thing. You can be there too and hit Chapman Highway pretty quickly. All right. Rental comparables are always going to be comparable in that area in Wears Valley. If that 30-minute, I'd say 25-minute range from the center of Pigeon Forge in Sevier County, your rentals are going to be comparable. Remember, nobody wants to drive maybe 40 minutes or get through the traffic. 20, 25 minutes, if you're in that radius looking for investment property, you're going to be in a great position. As always, if you're looking at investment property and you never bought one, or maybe you own multiple, there's nothing like having a great agent in your corner. We're your hometown experts, proud sponsor of the Vols, and your Sevierville and Gatlinburg experts. We do a lot of properties up there, from multi-million-dollar estates, big cabins, to single-family residents. Our team knows that area very well, and we can help you, walk you through the process. We own vacation rentals, and we know there's nothing more important in today's economy with everything going skyrocketing is protecting your money and protecting your investment. So not unsure about the stock market. There's a reason that Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg market is ranked one of the top vacation rental spots in all the country. So we really all have, there's really no reason to go far outside of Knoxville and surrounding areas. We really have it all. I tell everybody, so why did you relocate here, Ryan? And what made you leave Virginia to come here? I said, well, first it was family, right? And my uncle played for the Vols for years and loved it and was always bragging on the good people of East Tennessee and how exciting it was to be here and all the different things, that Tennessee has to offer. As a young kid, I said, well, parents don't know anything. He don't know anything, right? That can't listen to him. Tennessee ain't that great. But it was that first football game, right? First football game that I came to Knoxville. And my uncle was kind enough to get me to see the game and take me to the stadium. Had a chance to do basketball camps here and so many different things here that East Tennessee provided. But just a small pigeon of glimpse of what went on here. Going to a Tennessee game was just, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And the people were so different from where I came from. So as a young boy, that kind of instilled in me, said, well, if I ever was going to leave, ever going to relocate, that would be the area. Well, we got here later, history, met my lovely wife, have 2 children, thrive in business, great team here, great people that we work with, and we call East Tennessee home. So if you're thinking about East Tennessee home, It's here. It's got the lakes. It's got parks. It's got our Vols, man. Proud sponsor of the Vols. I don't say that enough, but we love the Vols even before we were sponsors. My uncle's a Vol for life, and we just love it here. So these are some things you're going to love about. If you don't know about Sevierville and Gatlinburg, we're going to talk more about that. As we go into the second part of the show, we're going to get a nitty and gritty. We're going to talk about investments, things to do, and things to keep an eye out if you're investing in the Sevierville and Gatlinburg market. You listen to Real Estate with Ryan. We're coming on break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with you.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
The real estate market is changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you.
All right, guys, thanks for coming back on a break. As you know, if you're tuning in the first time, Ryan Coleman, Hometown Realty, in the studios, talking a little real estate. You can always find us on 92.3, right? Is that right, Nick? 92.3? You know it. In the house, 92.3 FM and 98.7 FM. Talk radio at 11 o'clock and News Talk 98.7 at 1 p.m. Now, if you're catching this show on a replay, don't worry. We got you covered. We got all the social media challenge. Today is a challenge, Nick. Channels for you. Facebook. We got Instagram. We're doing the TikTok. We're doing LinkedIn. And of course, you can watch us streaming on both our apps. And we have the Apple and Android for you. And SoundCloud. I think I covered them all. We're everywhere, man. If you're listening to the radio or if you're going to the ball game, check us out. Do us some love and like our page. Subscribe. We're always keeping you up to date with the market. Trying to put out good content. Thank you for following us. So let's see what we're talking about. We're talking about Sevierville, Gatlinburg, one of the hottest markets in the country, and why people are investing in the Smokies and what makes it so great. One of the things I was talking about, what makes Wears Valley so great and why my wife loved it as we were coming on the break, I wanted to add that into it, was we kind of got that Wears Valley area where we have a back entrance to the park. The reason I wanted to mention that, because a lot of people are avid hikers. My wife's dad, father-in-law, he does a little biking up in Cades Cove. Just super cool area, off the beaten path. Pigeon Forge, you're just kind of right outside of that area. But those are some popular areas that will, if you're investing in, will be a great opportunity and a return on your investment. So let's talk about if you're buying in this area. You say, Ryan, we help a lot of people across the country, whether it's their first cabin, or we've got experienced builders that we just help over on Circle Drive, or $2 million cabin that we just sold that was almost producing almost $200,000 plus a year. Yes, those kind of opportunities are out there. You guys thinking about multifamily? Well, don't forget the commercial market of the cabin, the Airbnb, the vacation rentals, so many different opportunities out here. If you're going to invest in this area, here's a couple things to think about. And you may be, Sevierville, Gatlinburg is a unique area. Most vacation rental destinations across the country have a large hotel gathering, meaning there's a lot of hotels and opportunities and places to stay. The great thing about Sevierville and Gatlinburg market and why there's an opportunity and you see sales kind of skyrocketing is there's limited hotel or commercial activity. A lot of people that come to the Smoky Mountains or Gatlinburg areas choose a cabin or vacation rentals instead, get that whole mountain experience. And so there's less competition from commercial hotels, and these vacation rentals are soaring. There's limited towns or cities in the area or counties in the country that really offer that. We own in another market in Destin, Florida. Very similar to that area. It has the same thing, very rental condo feel than commercial hotels. So something to think about. I think one of the biggest things that you want to look at here is Some properties, when you purchase, if the home is located in the city, there could be restrictions. So make sure when you're looking, the number one thing you want to do, if you're looking for an investment property, make sure it's in the city or the county. If it's in the city, could be restrictions on renting it. That could affect the sales price. And there could be a reason if you see it on the market for a period of time. We have a great client from New Jersey that we're helping. One of the properties we're about to put an offer on, unfortunately, wouldn't allow vacation rentals. So that is the number one thing I think if you're looking for an investment in this area, make sure your home covers for vacation rentals. Second, if you're buying an HOA or community, if you don't familiar with the HOA has rules and regulations of that subdivision that are governed by the HOA or the community, and there's certain restrictions that you have to abide by. Make sure you have a great agent getting those restrictions or making a contract contingent upon getting those restrictions, or you may invest in something that may require you to use, guess what? Their HOA management. We're helping a client yesterday. We're making an offer. We're about to make an offer, but we saved our client from losing some money. We were doing a deal, probably in excess of $500,000, and the cabin that he was going to purchase, guess what? Had restrictions that would require him to turn over the rentals. After doing a little bit of homework, doing a little investigation in this competitive market, we found that the property management company was going to take 45%. That's right, 45% of the rents. Ouch. Well, the price range that we're paying, the rents, the mortgage, and all your expenses involved would make that a losing deal. Wouldn't be profitable for the owner. So we passed on that deal. And that's why it's so important that you have an expert that knows that market and all the ins and outs. You know, one of those things that we go online and we have some of our consumers, great consumers. Listen, everybody wants to save money in today's market. And sometimes you want to go right to the list agent or want to go find a better deal. But there's something about knowledge in the marketplace and experience. We've got 23 years of experience. We sell thousands of homes. But I can tell you every property has a different story and every scenario has a different feel. So you want to make sure on this kind of money that Nick, I think the average price is $500,000. That's a lot of money out there to spend. You don't want to make mistakes in the marketplace. Make sure you have a great agent in your corner working up those investment contracts for you, structuring the terms, and making sure your inspections and contingency like this are covered so you don't lose a lot of money in the marketplace. I can't tell you how many calls or investors, deals that inventory that we control that want to invest in the Smokies and the mountains, maybe have never owned, but properly don't have everything set up right. So not only do we protect you on the buying side, but if you're selling, we're making sure that you know what kind of offer you're getting and make sure it's best for you before you take the property off the market in such a phenomenal market that we're in right now. We talked about early in the first part of the show is water source. Just keep in mind in the city, you're going to have public water, public sewer. Talk about our 259 Circle Drive. Did I mention that property has almost a projection of $150,000 in cash flow? And it's a little bit over 1.3 million. And it's brand new. And they say, well, one question I had from an investor the other day, they go projections. Right. How are you going to determine projections? I want to buy something that is guaranteed or what has performed in the past. I do a lot of multifamily. We call it rolling 12s, basically the last 12 months of rent. It's different here. Okay. Some opportunities in the market in Sevierville and Gatlinburg market is as an investor, what you want to look for. We have kind of a mom and pop town up there. And so we have some rental management companies, as in anything. Some are more aggressive, some are not. Some are conservative, some are not. Some are VRBO, that's vacation rental by owner, and they're doing that. Some do the Evolve deal. Some where there's a kind of a discount but they do some of it, but then the owner controls it. The cash flow, whether you're buying or selling real estate or investing in real estate, is fluid. And the Smoky Mountains in the last 24 months has seen the biggest increase in sales and rental demand that we have seen in probably 20 years. And the reason for that is it's supply and demand. It's hot. The area is also proposing, I think, another 100-acre park in the Sevierville area. They're proposing that possibility. It hasn't been put in the works, but there's a lot of opportunity. You just once you go up there, you just have this sense of that energy that this is something big, and it's not going to go away. So one of those things where even as the rates increase, keep in mind the prices may not decrease. They may just keep going up. So now is your opportunity where rates are very, very competitive to jump in. We talked about water source, public water, public sewer in the city. County, well, septic. You got to make sure that your bedrooms are perked for a certain amount. It's not uncommon that you have a 2-bedroom perk and there's more room to advance on a field line. Don't be worried by that. It is something that you want to check out and get your health permit. We talked about restrictions. We talked about zoning. All those different things are very, very important. Your cash on cash return always comes down if you're paying on cash or you're getting a loan. Structuring your finances. If you're going to manage it yourself, a lot of different things come into play when investing in real estate. We kind of wind down quicker than I expect, kind of get out of here in the last minute and a half. If you're investing in the Sevierville and Gatlinburg market, the first thing you want to do is come down here on a trip. Get familiar with the area, kind of feel it, touch it, get the product. You want to link up with a great agent. More than likely in today's marketplace, you're not going to time these properties to where you can find one on the spot. If you come down on a weekend and it's convenient for you, doesn't mean that it's convenient for the property, because we have guests constantly coming in, copping out. We are very common that we come in and do video tours on change outs and a lot of different things we can do for the consumer. Know your area, know where you want to be, know your product, know what things are selling for. Don't get into sticker shock when we get into a bidding war on properties. Have your financing or your cash ready, because the most prepared buyer in today's market is always going to have an opportunity to get the property versus the other 5 offers. I hope you find that helpful. Your Sevierville and Gatlinburg experts, Hometown Realty, Ryan Coleman here with you, talking a little real estate on Real Estate with Ryan. Every Saturday we're here at 11 o'clock and then 1 o'clock on News Talk. Easy number if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate. That's 693-SOLD, or visit me at ryancoleman.org. Until next weekend, we'll see you next Saturday.